Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. It's Tuesday. And I'm sitting here waiting on a big thunderstorm. We're supposed to have thunderstorms all day today. That's one of my favorite things. I love lightning and thunderstorms. Unless the power goes out, then I don't like them. But I've not heard the first roll of thunder today. And I can't wait till I do. I like to. James and I used to sit on the porch upstairs, and we would watch lightning and thunderstorms. It was so much fun. But now he's working evening shift, but when he retires, I'm sure that's going to be one of our things. Chasing lightning and watching the thunderstorms and stuff. But anywho, how y'all doing? James and I are doing great. All last week, James was on vacation. And I didn't get him on camera, did I? Well, I tell you what, let me tell you what happened. Last Sunday, not Easter Sunday, but last Sunday, James went to Tennessee and he pulled back his dad's old 1991 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme. Now, when his mom died, she gave that car to James's oldest brother. And it's just been down, it's tore up, it's broke down. But James didn't think it was broke down that bad. And I tell you what, when his daddy bought that car in 1991, James about died. James has always wanted the Oldsmobile. He thought that was the prettiest car ever was. He even took me down to the car dealership, to show me what a beautiful car it was. Well, back then, in 1991, James's daddy paid $27,000 or $28,000 for that car back in 1991. And hey, the one James showed me at the car dealership was $30,000 in 1991. I said, "Are you crazy?" I said, "We can't afford this car." And at the time, we had started building our house. And I said, "We need every dime, nickel, and penny to put in that house we're trying to build," which James was the one that's building it. But still yet, building a house is not cheap. But he saved us a whole bunch of money by building it himself, you know what I mean. But it took him 2 whole years before we moved into it in 1993 is when we moved into the house. But anyway, he just loved that car. And I tell you what, he's all through the years, he's talked about wanting an Oldsmobile. Well, they don't make them no more. So when he found out his dad's old Oldsmobile was all, broke down, he asked his brother if he could have it, and his brother said yes. So, honey, James bought a man's truck, because I wouldn't let him take the Jeep. But he borrowed somebody's truck that he works with. And, honey, he went down to Tennessee and hauled that car back. And I told James, I said, "James, I don't want you spending thousands and thousands of dollars on that car." I said, "You're getting ready to retire. We don't know what's going to happen." "Oh, I won't. I don't want to spend no more than $500 on it." I said, well, I just didn't believe him. I knew that he was getting a big old problem when he hauled that car up there, but he just wouldn't believe it. He said, "No, that car's been took care of, and it's in good shape." And he said, "I'll be driving it in 2 weeks. And in fact, the night he come home with that car, he told me, he said, "I'm going down tomorrow to get the title changed over into my name, and I'm going to get insurance and license on it." And I said, "James," I said, "Lord have mercy." I said, "You've not even looked at it to see what's wrong with it." I said, "It could be all kinds of stuff wrong with it. And it probably is. I always just got a blown head gasket, and I can fix that. Don't you think I can fix it?" I said, "It's not that I think you can't fix it. It's just I know it's going to cost a lot of money, because it's more than that, James." And while he was gone, I talked to his sister, and she told me that his mommy hadn't been in that car in 10 years and that it was not taken care of. Well, James just wouldn't believe it. He just could not believe it. So all last week, what he did was he started checking it out and pulling things out of it, and honey, found out that it isn't a teetotal mess, I tell you. It needs a new engine. And if anybody knows how much engines cost, even, what they call those, remanufactured engines, I mean, it's going to cost thousands to get this car fixed. And I tell you what, I didn't want him to do it. I told him, I said, I'll just go out there and blow that car up. And he was stressed out because he didn't really know how bad messed up it was and knew that he's going to spend thousands of dollars on it. And here I was on, I didn't want him to, and I could see how stressed out he was. And, you know, I don't want to stress him out anymore, but I felt, you know, he's always dreamed about that car, and I just told him, life's too short. I don't want to hear about it. Just do what you got to do. But now it's parked in my garage. That's where my Jeep's home is. But no longer. My Jeep's out in the elements now. You know. But he said it might take him a year to fix that car. If it wasn't so funny, I'd cry. So would James, you know, but I felt sorry for him because I know every day he got to work on it, and then by Friday, he just stayed in the house. I said, aren't you going to work on your car? And he told me I'm depressed, and I knew he was. I knew that he was going to have to do so much work to it, but, you know, whatever. Oh, goodness. I about knocked my camera over. But anyway, it's what happened last week. And, you know, he's back to work today. He's already called me about 2 or 3 times today. They're loading the train. And it's funny. In the middle of James's shift, it seems like the train crew, which is not the same company or anything. It's their, you know, CNX or I don't know what, CNO. Excuse me. But anyway, the train crew changes crews in the middle of James's shift. So when they do that, he's got time to call me, and I don't have nothing to drink here. But anyway, so he's called me 2 or 3 times, and he's told me what he wants for supper, and I fixed a good meal at Easter, and I thought it was good. Usually when I fix stuff, I think, oh gosh, I mean, James always tells me what a good cook I am and all that, you know. But, you know, everybody else's cooking's always better than your own. You know, I guess people that cook know that. They feel that way. But this time I thought I did fix a pretty good meal, you know. But, so anyway, like I said, I'm sitting here waiting on a thunderstorm that's never going to happen. Yesterday, you know, before I go to bed at night, I always fix coffee. And so when James gets up, all he's got to do is flip the switch and start coffee. He always gets up before I do. And so he come down into the kitchen and flip that coffee pot switch. And he just goes in the living room, looks out the window, does whatever he wants to, I don't know. But he come back in the kitchen, and honey, coffee was everywhere. He had a mess. It was on the floor, down my cabinets, on the counter. And he tried to clean it up as best he could. And, you know, he told me what happened. I said, well, you know, just try to get it off the cabinets and stuff. I said, I'll clean it up good later. And, you know, you couldn't tell. He cleaned it up where, you know, you couldn't tell there was coffee anywhere. But after he left for work, I opened up drawers, and, honey, I had coffee grounds and coffee inside my drawers. When I opened up the cabinets, the bottom cabinets, the coffee had went down the inside of them and seeped under everything I had underneath. I had me a mess. And I guess, I don't know what caused that. Either the carafe wasn't sitting right in the coffee maker, or what happened was I was at the end of the can of coffee, and it was fine ground, really fine ground coffee, and I poured the rest of that in the coffee maker, and then I opened up a new can and put some more on top of that. And I told James, I said, well, maybe that really fine coffee made a sludge where it just wouldn't let the coffee drip through to the carafe on the bottom, and it was just a mess. So, I mean, Joshua gave us a Cuisinart. Is that what the name of it is? Oh, goodness. It's so complicated. I'll have to... mine's just flip a switch, but this one's got what temperature you want to put the coffee on. And James said, I want to try that. I said, well, I don't. You know, but anyway, we had a mess, I tell you. Well, see, okay. I got some news. It's so silly. Last week, James and I got a letter from the Nielsen Company, Nielsen Families Company. And I guess people in the United States knows who that is. Nielsen Families. It's people they select. I don't know, 500, 1,000, or so many, 2,000. It's not very many people. They select to be a Nielsen family, and what you do is you have to fill out on a paper what you watch every day for a week. And I don't know if it's 500 or 1,000 families a week. I don't know. But anyway, we got that letter, and I told James, I said, James, they want us to be a Nielsen family. And I said, and it said in the letter they were going to call us. I told James, I said, well, when they call, I'm going to tell them no. I don't want to fool with it. So they called, and honey, he said, well, I've never heard of your little town, and we need information about how people watch TV where you're at. Even if I told him, I said, we don't watch TV. And see, they take stuff that you've taped on the DVR, but they won't, they don't take into consideration what people watch online or through Netflix. Well, I guess they do. Well, maybe they do Netflix if you watch it on a TV, which, if you have Apple TV or something like that. And some TVs are already hooked up to watch Netflix and Hulu and all that stuff. But anyway, I told him, I said, well, you're not going to get a very good reading from this family. I said, we just wouldn't be a very good representation of it. But he wouldn't take no for an answer, and so I told James, I said, well, he said they're going to send the information to us. And James said, well, just put half the day we watch the Weather Channel and the other half we watch the News Channel. And, that's just about right, but mostly it's the Weather Channel. I turn the Weather Channel on about 6 o'clock in the morning. It goes off about 2 o'clock in the morning. And basically, I just keep my TV on for caller ID, because when somebody rings the phone, I just got to look over there and see who it is, But I feel like I'm going to burp. Oh, excuse me. But anywho, I hope y'all have a great week. James and I are doing good. Joshua's got a cold, but he'll get over it. It's, spring colds and summer colds are just the worst. But he's doing fine and everything. They've transferred him to another job temporary, and he just hates it. He told me, he said, I'm going to quit this job if they don't put me back in my other job. They sent him in there to sort out a bunch of trouble they're having, and he just doesn't like it, But besides that, we're doing good, and I hope you are too. This is Melissa reporting from up in the holler. Bye, everybody.